Hey guys, Christy here. Happy New Year. I am so excited to do this video because I get to talk about my most unputdownable books of the year. And what that means is that these ones were the books that I could not put down. Did I read them all in one setting? No, but I really did not want to put them down when I did. And I was doing things like rearranging my schedule so that I could pick them back up again as quickly as possible. So those are the types of books I love to read, so I want to share them with you guys. So these aren't in any particular order, it's just how they kind of came to mind on my list, how I compiled everything. So the first one is The Cheat Sheet, which is a clean contemporary romance. And there was just something amazing about the characters in this book and their story and just what they were going through that I just gobbled it up, and I know a lot of other people did too. It was friends to more trope, and just the scenario of that they had been best friends for so long that they didn't want to ruin it was just creating so much wonderful tension throughout the story that I just did not want to put it down. I will say that this is a higher level of intimacy, I guess you would say, where they get very close to being intimate, but then they kind of stop. So if you need a book that is like really clean, like lower level of intimacy, then this one probably isn't for you. But for me, it was okay, and I highly enjoyed this book, and I definitely recommend it. Next is Heart of Red, Blood of Blue, and this is a special book in my heart because it is the very first book I ever read on a Kindle. And it was fantastic. It was one of the book club picks of the month, and it is a medieval romance, and it is just nonstop. If you like that medieval world, you like the battles and the wars and the drama and the romance and the politics and everything that goes along with that, this book is for you. I mean, I don't think I heard anybody rate it poorly. I mean, it's just amazing. It's nonstop, and it kind of borders on Christian medieval fantasy. There's some faith in there, like the characters believe, but I wouldn't say it's too heavy on that, but it is just delightful. And if you want a medieval romance that will keep you on the edge of your seat, then go check out Heart of Red, Blood of Blue. When the Day Comes, this book was phenomenal. It is about a girl that has the ability to time travel. She basically lives two different lives in two different eras. She wakes up one day in one time period and then wakes up the next day in another time period. So if you love that sort of thing, this book is fantastic. So much drama, so much suspense. I had to know. I had to know. Like, that's what this book is like. You just want to keep reading, like you don't want to put it down. So that is obviously why it is on this list. This is the first in a series, and I cannot wait to read the next one. I have heard so many good things about that one as well, and there's going to be a third one coming out soon. So I know that's going to be great too. Next, I have an actual book for. It is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This book has been around for a while, and I know it's been recommended by a lot of people, and most recently I saw it on Tabitha Gabrielle's channel. She was talking all about it. She has a really hilarious video about 1-star reviews from her favorite book. So this is one of her favorite books, and she read the 1-star reviews, which was just absolutely hilarious. So I will link that below if you want to check it out, because she's just really funny. So this book has a love triangle in it, and usually I don't like those very much, but this was one of the best love triangles I have ever read. Seriously, the characters, the drama, what happens between them, I mean, it is so gripping, and I just wanted to keep reading. It was very enjoyable. It's its own world. It feels a little bit medieval. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a fantasy. Like, you just have to read it. She's got a sword. She dresses like this. So yeah, you can kind of fill in the blanks, but yeah, it was really good. So one of the last books I read this year, and it made the list. So this book is called A Kingdom Restored, and This is actually the last book in a series. I have all the books here, but this was the only one that I actually read in 2023. I read it in January of this year, and these ones I read in 2022, so technically they can't. But actually, I want to say by the time you get to the third book, they're both like you have to know kind of thing. Like they're very unputdownable. The first one starts a little bit slow because she really takes her time like setting up the world, setting up the characters, but I did find it interesting. Like it wasn't boring or anything like that, but it just wasn't like go, go, go. So it is obviously about a mermaid and dragons, mermaids and dragons in the same story, the same series. Yes, sign me up for that. I highly recommend this entire series. If you like mermaids, if you like dragons, check it out. And now for the fairy tale retellings. So this first book I'm going to talk about, I was very surprised that I couldn't put it down. It is called The White Slipper by Brittany Fichter. And I was first drawn to it because, I mean, look at this cover. It is just gorgeous. I had to have it. And most novellas, or I would say actually maybe it's a little bit bigger than a novella. Like it's in between a novel and a novella, somewhere in there. I don't know what you call that. But most shorter books I find to be lacking because they're so short. But this one did not. And I did read this all in one setting because it was so short. It only took me a couple of hours. But it was just magical. Like, this romance was so swoony, so good. It pulls you in. It left you feeling satisfied. I just loved it. So if you need a shorter book to read that's really gonna pull you in and warm your heart, then I definitely recommend The White Slipper. Next, I'm going to talk about two books at once. I've talked about these books a lot, Married at Sunrise and Hidden at Starshine. This is a King Thrushbeard retelling, and this is a Cinderella retelling. And wow, I absolutely love them. I think I read both these books, maybe took me like 2 days, which is very quick for me because I don't have large periods of time where I can just like sit and read. So to read a book in like 2 days, that's like really, really quick. And I don't know what it was. It was just the writing style, the plot, everything that was going on, like everything. Like Lealoha Humphreys did an amazing job with these books. And I cannot wait to read more of this series. I've got 3, 4, and 5 sitting on my shelf on my TBR. So I got to get to them soon. These 2 books, this whole series, amazing. If you like fairy tale retellings, check these out. And last but not least on my most unputdownable list, I think I read this book in maybe like February. One of the best, if not the best, Cinderella retellings I have ever read. Oh my goodness. Wow. It did start off a little bit slow, I will say that, but then you hit the point of no return. And I'm just telling you, it is the point of no return. Like, if you can schedule a large block of time to finish this book, do it, because it will be so painful to put it down. That's how it was for me. Like, it's a little bit thicker. I don't remember how many days it took me to read it, but I want to say it was probably like only 2 or 3, which again, like I just said, is very quick for me. Cinderella retelling, amazing, just amazing. There was mystery, intrigue, things that she added in that were just so dramatic, so suspenseful, drew out the mystery. Like, I just had to know. I do have some honorable mentions because when I read these books, they pulled me along, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I have to know like right now, but still like really, really high up there. Maybe if I had more time, could have been more unputdownable. I don't know, but I still wanted to include them on this list. And the first one is The Princess of the Midnight Ball. I have the hardcover without a cover here. But it is a 12 dancing princesses retelling. Fantastic, set in the fall, or I believe it starts in the fall, so it gives you those fall vibes, but it kind of continues through the seasons. So yeah, this book was fantastic. The next one is Pearl of Magic, which is a Little Mermaid retelling, and I just found this book to be so heartwarming and so enjoyable. and it is the third in a series. So for me, it was answering a lot of questions that I had been wondering from the first two books. So this was fantastic as well. And my last honorable mention is A Midnight Dance, which is a historical fiction all about ballet in the Victorian era. This one really took me by surprise for how much I enjoyed it. I didn't want to say what love trope it was because I didn't know what it was going into it. I don't think she put anything about it on the back, and it was kind of a surprise to me. And I think that's what made it better. So I'll tell you, it has to do with ballet. It's in the Victorian era. There's a mystery and there is fantastic romance. This book definitely was one of my favorites of the year. So that concludes my list of my most unputdownable books of the year, 2023. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found something maybe you can add to your TBR, and I will see you guys again soon.